let's see if we can get this thing back to Alice quick.
Nothing to prove, they're gonna just get it back, yeah?
Here we are, race day one. Let's hunt them down. Let's see how many we can get today.
Check up for this guy. 104, stay left, check.
First to the Patriot campers.
Give me some sugar. Huh? Twins. What's happened?
Just neutrals, bro. All neutrals. Yeah.
That is Finke over.
Bittersweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel the same without the car.
Oh, yeah, like I said, it's a bit slow.
Yeah, it is.
About the kiddos here, you know. Kind of sucks a bit, but big camp and steer.
Right, mate.
Well done. Good on you, mate.
No, you too. Rolled up the ladder.
Yeah, we gave it a bit of a hit.
Must have been going hard.
But no, mate, honestly, I'm not being we cruised, man.
Yeah.
Like Dad said, honestly, like we were just, you'll see in the in-car footage, mate.
Just pluck
we
them
did not set a foot wrong.
Yeah.
We didn't have one wheel leave the truck all day, bro.
We're in Finke, end of day one. Obviously the results, you know, 52nd or 53rd to 7th. I mean, they speak for themselves. So you can imagine what I'm feeling, you know, at that stage. I've got the truck where I've always wanted it to be, but there's obviously that, yeah, it's that bittersweet feeling that the twins aren't here. The boys have just got to get to work, get straight into my truck. They're going to start tearing it down, getting the prep ready, and we'll wait for the twins to get in and see what's actually happened with the 10 car.
It was a lot better than what we were expecting. Because obviously there was still a car to overtake, a lot of dust, but it was really, really clean, which was the most important thing. The whole point was to get down here. We were expecting top 15, top 7, so can't complain about that. No, just a general service. A few little issues have popped up, which we'll fix now. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, shouldn't be too much of a late night, but you never know. Once you start tearing these things apart, some stuff will pop up.
I had a really good conversation with James Cook at the pits, you know, when we were waiting for the twins, and, you know, my goal was to get to Finke and get to Finke clean. Now, we were pushing, but we weren't pushing anywhere near the limit. You know, I was driving that car as safely as I could quickly, you know, maybe at 70 or 80%. And if that's the results that we can get with not going a full send, after talking to James that day, and James, I think we were sitting in 5th position that day, so he had an unbelievable rundown as well, including a rollover, which unfortunately he didn't have in-car cameras, so we can't show you guys that, but he actually end for ended it, landed back on the wheels, kept the car going, and came in 5th. So, look, I think the game plan, the strategy for tomorrow has just completely changed. You know, 7th doesn't put me inside of the top 10, doesn't put me inside of the top 20, which has been my goal. It puts me in a position to put the car on the podium. And tomorrow, that's exactly what I plan on doing.
What up?
Morning, guys.
And the limits, drag, right, and overextended the hours.
What kilometre marker?
145, 150.
It just popped out.
Yeah, it just popped out. But because obviously when the armour goes further down than
it just comes straight out.
normally does. The little like a retainer clip just
Is it the bolt that broke or the actual
the actual like pin that goes into the chassis?
Yep.
Yeah, like apparently it's
That sucks.
yeah.
That really sucks, man. Okay. All right, we'll reset.
And
Get seated.
and it did the exact same thing at the 45k mark.
Yeah, I didn't say so.
Exact same thing.
I didn't say that's right.
The run was feeling dark. Like we felt good. Like I don't think that we could have driven this car any harder and faster than we did. And the times that we did get do show that. So yeah, very happy with the drive. I'm just not happy that it ended as fast as it did. The game plan for tomorrow, I'm thinking, is just pretty much go out there. We don't have anything to lose. We're not in it for points anymore, so we're just going to go out and try and set the fastest time from Finke to Alice out of 10 cars ever been done. I think that's the goal, because why not?
Are you happy or what? Huh?
I'm happy.
Did I do all right for real?
When they said you got the 7th outright, I'm like, holy shit.
Third in class, 7th outright.
Because when you got past us at, how do you say it? Boone window?
Well done, brother. Thank you, man. Fun doing, bro.
Yeah. You were already past, like just after kind of just estimating cars that went through, you'd already passed 25 cars.
Yep.
20 cars at least.
Yeah,
in the top 20.
So,
yeah, we were just picking them off, and dude, honestly, I didn't
Yeah.
drive it that hard, dude. I really didn't. We're gonna send it tomorrow. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Like, we just wanted to get here today.
Yeah,
know?
you did.
We just want to
That's
get,
awesome.
but man, it done everything right.
Just, you couldn't ask for anything better right now. You know, it was quite a bit of a journey getting here, but the experience of this and getting to meet and hang out with everybody, it's really means a lot to me. I've wanted to come here for a long time. We've tried on several occasions to get out here, but just due to certain circumstances, you know, we could never put something together. So to make it this year and watch Justin come from the back and run up front, it's very satisfying to me. And the amount of effort and heart that the whole team puts into this, it really makes it special. You don't get this very often, and especially opportunities like this.
Been really good feel to it. Sort of kind of no pressure on the racing side of it. Obviously we've got to get the cars ready and make sure they're good to go, but yeah, been super excited, and what a result today. Awesome. Unreal for Justin. Bad luck for the boys, but I think we've got them sorted and they'll be back out.
Look, it's really interesting to see the whole family performing. Yesterday the twins were at the peak of the peak. Today was Justin's turn. Yesterday Justin wasn't so on top of it. And today the twins, unfortunately, $5 apart, set them back a little bit. But overall, it's been really, really good. Overall, so pleased.
Looking good. Just got the CEV back in. These things are bloody the worst thing ever to do. So it's like literally the worst part that we could have done, because it's just a bloody pain. But it's all back in now. So we're ready to get going back down. Just got to do the normal prep that we would do on this car now, and then we'll be good to go.
Being here again, it has been a bit different. Everyone's been really relaxed, and there's been a lot of friends helping out, a lot of family. Yeah, I don't know if that's why Justin was running so well today, but everyone's just relaxed and calm, and it's been great as always.
I can probably say there's not a lot of words that can describe what I'm feeling. It's just epic. I mean, there's the family around, the whole Patriot crew. The team's all working united and things are getting done. The experience of being out in the Red Centre, which is a first for me. I've travelled a fair bit, but yeah, this is the first out here, and just seeing what goes on this whole gig is just out of control. So it is epic.
That's the cool thing about it. That's what keeps bringing you back to Finke. Like, everyone just gets into their little bits and pieces. If anyone needs a hand, someone's always jumps in, and there's always spare hands around to get everything done. So just a really cool group, and mate, yeah, wouldn't miss it for the world. I love this time of the year.
Really cool to see how far the boys have come with. Like, obviously the twins just, they've gone from a little Polaris style kart up to what they're in now, and they're just so comfortable with it. Like, man, they're in trouble when they get in Justin's car if he ever lets them get in it. But then you see what Justin did today. He was pretty beating himself up on the prologue and turned it around massively, and he hit 43 cars on the way down. So, and he said the car was doing it easy. So let's see what tomorrow brings, because I think he's going to send it home, and hopefully we can get it up somewhere on the podium. And number one will be the ultimate game, but yeah, I'm super excited for it.
Come on. No, you get the birds here, bro. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Drive safe.
Oh, you got beans.
Good luck, man. See you at the finish, eh? See you at the finish.
I'll see you up there. Yeah? All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Hamish. I appreciate it. Thanks for everything, man.
Good luck, Jamie.
All right, boys. We'll do.
See you at the end, Jim.
Yep.
Catch ya.
So this is it, day two. The crew's leaving now, you can see behind me. So we got the first chase teams are going up the Finke end, and then the chase truck, the Ram 2500 with the flat deck, they're going to station probably somewhere just south of Deepwell, I think, today. They'll probably be at about the 80 or 90k mark. Had a really good prep on both the cars last night. We've got a couple of concerns around the truck, 3 hubs, which we I knew about 2 or 3 weeks before the race when we decided to race it. We couldn't get a new set machined in time. I've got 2 seals leaking out the back, not the seals that normally leak on the inside, it's the O-rings on the outside, they're worn out. And the front one, they've taken the crush tube out because we're getting too much knock off in the brake. So fingers crossed that all holds together. But besides that, I think the game plan for today is we just got to haul them out. We've got to make up 2 minutes to get in P3 in class. There will be some attrition today, surely, with 6 cars in front of me, so we're going to have to play it smart as well. We'll see how we go. I think the Twins' game plan for today is nothing to lose. They're just going to go full send and see how quick they can get the thing back in Dallas, which would be really cool to see what time the 10 car can put down. My crew this year, I can't say it enough, my team this year is just out of control. It's just one big family, it's just a group of mates out here racing, and it's got a completely different feel from the pressure point of view on me that it's ever had before, because I literally haven't worried about a single thing. I haven't done anything. I'm just focused on the racing, and these guys have taken care of everything. The Twins are now doing all the inventory and doing all the stock control for the race cars, and they're getting all over that. They prepped their own car last night for the first time. No one else touched it. They've done that repair. They've done the full prep on it, and my team's taking care of the truck. So feel like a load's off my shoulder. I feel good. I slept well. Let's see if we can get this thing back to Alice quick.
number 3. Here we go, the 2024 Finke Desert Race car section. Day number 2 is underway with Bo Robinson in the number 3 machine.
Dugan's motor in it. They tell me it's still running. Absolutely amazing. Limited to 6 metres. I do that, but he did it, and that's the thing. This man, as the West Line truck gets off the big Alumicraft. Interestingly, they have some panels off that car.
On day 1 on the way down, you're racing the clock. Day 2, they start you, the first top 10 cars will start off of the time gaps that they finished in the day before. So if old mate in front of you came in 30 seconds in front of you day 1, he takes off 30 seconds in front of you.
Oh, mate. Let's do it.
The car in front of me came in just under 2 minutes in front of me. So my goal was to get that car, to close that 2-minute gap by the 100K marker. That's what I wanted. Now, I wanted to do that by not pushing too hard. I wanted to stay in the same kind of groove that I was in yesterday, get to the 100K mark, and when I say there's no arrogance, say pass him, I'm obviously waiting for a little bit of attrition as well. So by the 100K mark, I want to see which cars in front of me have dropped out. Once I know who's dropped out, then I'll get my track position and then I'll know how hard I need to send the car. So that was the plan for today. And then I was going to wait until the deep well crossing, so the 60K marker. I know that end of the track really well. That was going to be the time if I had to, if I didn't have that attrition in front of me or I hadn't caught the car in front of me, I was going to use that last 60Ks to win it or bin it, as they say. I was prepared that at that point at 60Ks, if I have to make up places to get this car on the podium, it wasn't about getting the car back to Finke. I didn't want to finish in 7th. I wanted a box spot. That's what I was going for today, and that's my game plan. So when they start up the front, the first car, Bo Robinson, leaves the line at sunup. So as soon as that sun hits the ridge, as soon as they see it, they'll send the first car out. I think I was about 8-9 minutes, something like that, behind Bo. And I've never taken off that early in the morning. So as soon as we took off, the sun is just straight in your eyes. It's like blinding you straight through the visor. I cruised the thing out the gates. I wanted to give myself 10 or 15 kilometres just to settle back in. You know, you don't want to muck it up. You don't want to end your race before you get the feel of the car again. So that was my game plan. But look, it was within that first 10 kilometres I started seeing dust on that car that was in front of me, you know. And that is just, mentally, it's like, all right, they're there. You got to catch them. You want more dust, because the dustier it gets, the closer you're getting. And so that was like that was like a beacon for me for the entire race. I just wanted to keep catching that dust trail in front of me.
Let's just get it back, yeah? Make it down first.
So after the D and F on day 1, when you are on the start line for day 2, there's one of two options that you can do. Just cruise it and home, just get the car back. You're not fighting for any points. You don't have to be fast. Your times don't matter at all. Just get out of the car back and don't do any unnecessary things, or it doesn't matter at all. You're not competing for points anyway, so just go as fast as you can and just see what happens. Obviously, we were aiming for option 1, and then we got about 10 or so seconds down the track, and it veered very hard into option 2 for the rest of the race.
3, 2, 1, go. That's it, mate. Okay, we got AG out at the end of this right? 100 meters, 50 meters. Okay, left 1 to right 1. Left 1, right 1. Step down, step down. Yep. Good on, yep. Keep going. Left 1, right 1. Is that fast? Yep. Okay, crest left 1, crest left 1. Left 1, mate. Yeah, good job.
So day 2 is always a lot softer, the bumps are always a lot bigger, and the edges are always a lot sharper. Because on day 1 we had 150 cars and hundreds of bikes running down. So day 2 you're going up the same track, but with a bunch more wear and tear.
Yeah, for sure. There's been obviously hundreds of bikes and hundreds of cars that have been running down that track, going down that way and moving all the dirt to the other side of all of the holes. So when you're coming back on day 2, they're all just squared off edges. So definitely a lot rougher on day 2, and especially because it's compounding everything that you experience on day 1. So yeah, very bad.
Left 1 over crest. Left 1, copy. And press the pass. Press the pass back. Yeah. We're on. Go bottom. Oh, that was there. Good job, mate. Good job. Back anyway, come on. Stop. Yeah, stop this shit. Good. Right 2. I went third and it's still bogging. Yeah. Right 2. Good job, mate. Left 1, left 1. Softish. Yep. Green.
About the 170 kilometre mark, we're back in the high speed stuff, we're in top gear, we're pinned, we're bouncing the thing off rev limiter. You know, the dust is getting thicker and thicker and thicker, and the car is just doing everything I want it to. Our notes this year are on point. I think obviously from yesterday, the confidence definitely played a part in today. You know, I'm getting better as a driver, I'm understanding the car better. I think more importantly, I'm understanding my limits. You go back to the early episodes when I first got the truck, and actually it was Simon Evans from the King Chrome Polaris team. He's like, mate, you know, watching the episodes, I can see your development as a driver. When you first bought the truck, you thought you were best trophy truck driver in the world, and the way you used to drive it, you were just overdriving the car. Now, I think you can see it in the in-car. You can see, you know, I'm not on the steering wheel. I'm not battling the car anymore. You know, I'm more comfortable with the speed. I'm more comfortable with what the truck can do. And it was just showing, you know, my brother said to me around that kind of area, he's like, mate, put your foot into it, put your foot into it. I couldn't, if I was going to push any harder, I was going to push that pedal through the firewall, you know? We are top gear, 6th gear, bouncing off rev limiter, and it's just I get goosebumps even just talking about it right now. There's nothing in the world that can give you that feeling. I thought that's what a trophy truck would feel like, but it's exceeded all of my expectations. And you know, we're in this thing. We're in this race. We're in Finke, and we're up the front. We're with the big boys. We're exactly where we want to be, and everything's just going so good.
left one. See you
Going from Finke to Alice, it counts down. Getting back into Alice, the K markers on the side of the track. So going from 226 in Finke to 175, you've done less than a quarter of the tracks. And that first kind of 30 to 50 Ks, that's when you are getting yourself pretty much warmed up, settled in, just to make sure for the rest of the race that you know what you're doing, how the track kind of works, all that.
The thing that I learned with this car, the bumps, don't tap it, just f***ing hold it. Right one, left one. Yeah, good job, mate. Left one, right one, left one, right one. Slow down, right one, this one's tight, this one's tight. Yeah. Left one, left one. Green, green. GD, your wanker foot is coming out, baby. Yeah.
We don't know where we are in track position. We have no idea. We don't get split times, we don't get information, and we don't communicate with our team on the sidelines as well, which again, we'll look into it, and the other racers can jump in and make a comment, because we won't do anything illegal. You know, you always want that competitive advantage. But I think if we had those checkpoints set up, even with our chase crews, to give us those split times, and now with Starlink and obviously UHF communication, that'd be the way to do it. I think we're only looking for track position on visually what we can see. Can we see another car broken down, or have we got around another car? Outside of that, you don't know. I know a lot of the races, when they do break down, and I do it as well, depending on who's behind me in other races, if I break down, I get as far off the track as I can so the guy behind me doesn't know that I've broken down. Because if he keeps pushing and makes a mistake and I can get my car repaired and get back out on track, it'll give me a much better opportunity to come up behind him. And that's a little bit part of the strategy. So we're flying blind at the moment. We don't know where we are on track position outside of what we can see. Coming up to Bundoomba and up to the water tower, I'm looking back at it now, we were third fastest car on time on the track. And we were through this section here, which admittedly, I think Bo probably would have buttoned off by about now, knowing he had such a big gap out the front. We're only 30 seconds behind Bo Robinson on that section time, which is a really good gauge for us, you know. I think that, would it have changed driving style if I knew that? No, it wouldn't. It probably would have made me maintain my pace. I don't think I would have pushed any harder at that stage because there's still a long way to go. And it's that, you've seen it on day one, you know, that attrition at Finke, it happens. And it happens to the top 5. It's taken Bo Robinson 17 years to win Finke, 17 years. That guy's been capable of winning Finke for 17 years. You have to have a perfect run. You have to have everything come together, but you also have to drive to the limits of the car. You want to push, you want to be as fast as you can, but you don't want to push too hard that, you know, that you break something. So, you know, our pace was on point. You know, we were running up the front, and the split times, they don't lie, they show it.
First car coming through, Juddo. Car 3.
Yeah, buddy. Just hear him in the distance, just starting to come up. Beautiful morning, very still.
So I've pulled up in our little private spot that me and Judd most years come here, and it's a really high-speed section, but there's some Patriot fans behind us that have given us their fire until the cars come through. Thank you.
Bundoomba, from the water tower, once we go around the water tower and get back onto the road, we've got another really fast section of really big holes, which that's where this thing works. And subjective, I think this truck works as good as or better than anything else that's out there on the track. And now there's $1 million race cars out there now. The 2 cars that are leading the race this year are $1 million trucks, you know. This thing here is, what it wants is it wants big, fast bumps. That's where this car works, and that's my driving style, you know. I love that flowy, big bumps, big holes, big G-outs. That's my jam. So I've got the car to do it. So I kind of picked the sections of the track where I think my capabilities between me and my car, my partner, that's where we work the best. So this section here from Bundoomba to Redinga, we haven't seen the car drop out in front, all right? This is now we're starting to get into that 100-kilometre marker. So I start up in the ante a little bit and start pushing the car a little bit harder. Going good, like everything's firing, you know, Jamie's on fire, I'm on fire, my reactions are good. We've come around this corner and I've picked up, Jamie's called it and he's gone water, and I knew the section he was talking about straight away. I think I banged it down to gear and steered the thing left off into the bushes on this track that went around. You know, we've just flown around this massive pool of water that was still sitting on the track from all the rain that they had last week, into a berm, you know, on the turning brake, and just smashed this thing around the berm. And Jamie's like, mate, good drive. Like, you know, it's something like that. You know, Jamie he's not a compliments guy, right? So if he says you've done something well, you know you've done something well. Yeah, he's my older brother, and you know, he's definitely can be an arsehole, but you know, sitting in the truck beside me, when he makes calls like that, you know that you're flowing, you know that you're on point, and we're up in that ante, we're pushing that little bit harder, and still haven't found the limit today yet. So it's coming. The 100%, the best that I can do and the best I can get out of this truck is going to happen this race.
The thing with bumps in off-road racing is if you don't want bumps, why the hell are you in a off-road car? That's what they're built for. That's what you want it to go out and do. That's why they work the way that they do. So you're always excited for the whoops and the bumps and the big jumps and all of that. The difference with 10 cars though is you either have to roll them all or you have to absolutely hold it intact and drive them as hard as you can to keep on top of all of those bumps, because these things don't have the suspension that the trophy trucks do to be able to soak up bumps. These things more bounce over the top of bumps. So yeah, you just got to hold it tapped and that's it. And if you come unstuck, you're gonna get into a world of hurt.
Holy. I want to drive me truck. Yeah. 150. One. Left one. Just take it, you man. There's no point. No point. Right one, left one. Do you want to know my favourite thing about racing? What? When you go and to pull another gear and it's not like I'm there. Yeah. It's like, ooh. Right one, left one. Too fast, big boy. Too fast. Right one. I think that was the one that we've pulled over on. Yeah. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Green, 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 green. Bye! That felt two, yeah. I That's like the perfect size for this car. Yeah. That was so juicy.
You are sore the whole way up and the whole way down. There is nothing about off-road racing that's easy. There is nothing about it that's gentle, but it is a hell of a lot of fun. So the adrenaline takes over the pain and the hurt.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what we were talking about a bit before, like everything's all sweat off and all that, and it's day 2, but you have to deal with what's compiled on from day 1 and hurting. So you wake up in the morning, it's all icy and cold, all your joints are frozen on day 2 at Finke, and you have to get into this car knowing exactly what you went through yesterday is going to be about double today. So it's definitely a rough experience. It definitely hurts. You're definitely excited to get out of the car at the end of day 2, but you're definitely way more excited when you're getting in about to take off from the start line.
Oh, I'm so sore. I need some flagging. Oh, I'm doing a bit dog. Ow! Oh, my back. Yeah. Right one, left one. Just caution this, bro. Yep. I have this onto the road. Keep going. Left one, right one to re-enter. Left one, right one.
Having a cracking run there in the Alumicraft side sector. This is making them. Bit of gap there, 2 minute over 2 minute gap.
Everyone that is here on the ground in Alice Springs, there is certainly movement here at the start-finish line. I can see the banners are starting to get set up.
This is inside Smoothie's car, so yeah, unfortunately I'd say that it is no race day for them. They've finished.
Smoothie went out. Sounds like Smoothie went out in the all-wheel drive truck. They're stopped on the track. We're thinking that should put Justin probably 5th or 6th on the road right now physically. Don't know what the time gaps are yet. But yeah, hopefully he's moving up and should be here shortly. No, I'm nervous until the car gets to the finish line. So you'll just see me walking in circles for the next hour.
Coming into Inga and that whole section of the course, that is probably the fastest bit of the course. You don't really have much deep sand, you don't have deep holes, it's more kind of hard packed and you are just giving it all.
Right one, crash, right one, crash. Yeah, boy. Good green. Crest left one, small check. Which in this means a little bit larger check. That's a very done. Yeah. Good job, that was. Good drive, mate. Good drive. Good drive. Good drive, mate. Good drive. Right one.
If you ask any of my mates or anyone who I associate with, I'm really bad at knowing where the edge is and not going past it, whereas whether it's a joke or a activity that we're doing or literally anything in life, there's normally a fine line that everyone knows. Mine's blurred and all over the place and it goes up and down, and I don't know where that line is with pretty much anything in life. So I don't think that I'm ever driving too hard for my abilities, even though sometimes I am, but that's from people telling me after the fact, not me thinking that I am.
Just jump it. No, don't. G out. G out. G out. Right one. Lean it straight in the bottom of it. Right one long. I just grab another gear. Wasn't there. Where are you going, mate? Left two.
We've crossed the gates, we've gone into Deepwell. I haven't seen another car breaking down. I don't know who's in front of me. Everything's going so well. I reckon I'm driving, I don't know, by this stage, I'm driving 85, 90%. And now it's time to put the hammer down, because the only way that I'm gonna put this car in the box now is by pushing it, and pushing it as hard as I can. Now it's time to get a little bit reckless. I thought at this point in time right now, that at that mark, to make up a gap that I know I'm closing, which was only 2 minutes, 100 kilometres ago. So if I can pull another 30, 40 seconds on the car in front of me, there might be a little bit of truck-on-truck action this race, and I might get the opportunity to give someone a little tap in the back and let them know that I'm there, and now's the time to do it. Deepwell, coming through Deepwell, the sun is blinding me. I'm trying to get my visor down, and I am just Mach 10. Like, you couldn't put that truck through that part of the track any faster. Well, I couldn't put that truck any faster through that track than I did. And it's still just, we're going for it. Engine goes through, you know, that resonance, that ran, you know, like a circuit car. There's only a handful of people in the country that can build an off-road motor, you know, and Stuart Knowles, who's been with me from day one, who builds my engine, those big resonance hits that goes through every single component in this vehicle, it absolutely blows my mind what you can put these things through. So I've just come out of Deepwell and we've crossed the road. There's a big marker there at Deepwell, which is a mental marker, I think, for all drivers. When you cross that road, you are 60 kilometres out of Alice Springs, and this is it. Haven't seen another car in front of me. I think I'm running in 5th or 6th position at this point in time, and now's time to just put the hammer down. There's nothing left to do now, but get the car home and get it home as quick as I can. So this is where I dialed it up. You know, we come across the road, I've hit that berm, and every year I saw a rev limiter from there. I'm braking deeper, I'm coming through the corners quicker. I am absolutely hauling the mail. We are moving faster than we've ever moved before in the truck, because I just want that spot so bad. Like, I want to be on the podium so bad at this point. And I know that unless I catch someone in the next 60 kilometres or I start seeing cars broken down, I have no choice. I've got to go for it, right?
Just look at that truck, that Mason.
Yeah.
He's done well.
It just works so well. Interesting too, the 2-wheel drive versus the 4-wheel drive debate, ever raging track. But Bo's run the perfect race so far. He's kept it so clean and so consistent.
So happy for the Robinsons, eh? They deserve it. They've been working at it, and good on them. Congratulations, boys. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Bo Robinson and Shane Hart in the number 3. Your 2024 Tats Finke have done them well.
The feeling of that second right there, when the car, you know, I shut the isolator off, the car shuts down, Jamie's out of the car. It's just, it's numbing. Like, you're just numb. There's zero emotion, none whatsoever. Your brain's trying to process what just happened. You know, we had the perfect run, like the perfect run. We were on our way home to Finke, and with the opportunity to maybe finally put this truck in a podium position. And yeah, I couldn't describe a single emotion, because it was just a completely numbing feeling.
I felt that. Did you feel that vibration earlier?
Right? Did you feel the vibration earlier?
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything. The wheel nuts must come loose. Fucking hell.
I don't think it'll set in until they finally get that helmet off. It's emotional. The number 1 board goes up.
Garmin, and it says sheared rear
And
wheel
wow.
studs at 40 k's out. We're okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Bo Robinson and Shane Hart in the number 3. Your 2024 Tats Finke Desert Race, Kings of the Desert. Finke Desert Race for 2024.
the hub issue that we experienced is ultimately what took us out of the race. You know, we've sheared the wheel studs off. We're not 100% sure. We're just back now. We've got the hubs are back in the US at the moment. The boys are doing some testing over there on them. We're looking at wheel nuts. We've checked all of our torque wrenches. We've gone through a full investigation here. You know, like I keep saying, we're trying to run this thing like a business, and the studs were only 2 races old. Maybe they were stretched. Maybe they were over-torqued at some stage. Maybe it was just a tolerance in the hub. There's a theory that the nuts aren't matching the wheels. We really don't know, but what I felt, it didn't happen until it happened, but when it happened, I knew exactly what was going on. Like before I even seen that wheel come around me, you know, we flew over that jump, you know, and we've landed absolutely, it couldn't be a cleaner landing, you know. So that impact from that jump is not what broke the wheel studs, you know. The fracture would have happened prior to that, you know, maybe in the big bumps back at Deepwell. I'm not 100% sure, like I said, but I've lost the back of the car and I've felt the back of the car go down, and Jamie straight away, he's gone, you got a flat, you know, and I'm struggling. We're doing, I don't know, I think we're doing 150, 160 kilometres an hour, and the tail of the car's just whipping, and I'm trying to hold the steering wheel straight. And unfortunately, guys, we lost the audio. It would have been awesome for you guys to hear what was going on there. We had a bit of a technical issue, so we've lost the comms. But Jamie said something to me along the lines of flat tyre, and I said, feels like a flat tyre, and I think just as he said it, the wheels come past us. It's gone straight past Jamie's door. I've seen it go out in front of me, and instantly at that split second, I had the car under control. I knew it was over. Like that was it. That was the end of the race. So we, you know, I kind of manhandled the car. I had to get back on the gas to get it off the track, and especially in the position that we were in, we rolled over the back of a mound. If we would have come to a stop there, mate, that could have been catastrophic for someone who was coming up behind me. So I just kept the throttle into it. We're driving the thing on one wheel and just motored up to as close to the road as we could, and shut the car down. And there really wasn't a lot to say, you know. Jamie mentioned about the vibration that we felt, and I felt it a few kilometres back, and I think that probably would have been the start. Maybe we'd already lost 1 or 2 studs at that stage. Maybe the wheel had come loose at that stage, but we felt that vibration a few Ks back. He felt it, I felt it. We didn't talk about it. Hindsight, maybe we should have pulled the car over, you know. If we did, maybe we could have rattled the wheel nuts up. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Who cares? At that point in time, I think if Jamie said to me, pull the car over, I want to check it, I would have said no. I would have kept on going. And I don't think, actually, I know that. I know that for a fact. That close to Finke, that close to a podium, I wasn't coming in 7th. I've said that, you know, this whole thing. 7th was not the option for us. That's not what I wanted. I wanted a podium finish. So that's racing, as we keep saying, you know. It is such a cruel sport. It's just, not just for me, for everybody who's involved, everybody who sacrifices their time, everybody who backs us up, the team that you see on the show, but the army of people that I have behind us to get these 2 cars to the finish line. It's just, yeah, heartbreaking.
Let's throw down to Rihanna now with Bo Robinson, our #1 place. Time to get on that top step. And as we look at Whiskey cruising now. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Your #1.
Speechless.
Bo Robinson and Shane Hunt.
To know that they've got so close, doing so well, it's been flying home. It's a shame. It really is.
As well as
back next year and do it again.
Rode the wheels off going down there, so I just have to maintain.
We've had to make the decision. Bill was in commentary for us, not even.
Just keep it doing, my friend here.
I just feel bad for Justin and Team Patriot. They put everything into this one, and we were so close. So we would have possibly been a 3rd or 4th place truck, you know, throughout the event. And just unfortunately, luck didn't go our way today.
OPR have had 8 podiums in total overall. And his co-driver, all first-timers on the podium here at Finke. After taking over, it makes sense. They were running very
It's very bittersweet, but it took me 14 years to get this.
Making its way towards the line.
I feel so bad for Justin, but we finally did it.
For 4th place at the Finke Desert Race.
amazing overflow promotion. You really
3 times, I think, yesterday. The body's just...
You know, you put your body on the line out there, and when it pays up, it makes it all worth it.
heard Billy saying they had 4 points.
And coming in second, Brett Comiskey, Corey Cooper, Billy...
Coming across the line this year, there was the 5 cars that were in front of me, right? You had Bo Robinson, absolute animal behind the wheel.
Brett Kaminsky, co-driving with Billy Geddes, ended up coming in second in the old Red Bull truck, Toby Price's truck.
Brett, mate, you and your team, you guys are like the lifeline of off-road racing. You guys deserve it as much as anybody does. What you guys do for the sport, and I know how many other competitors you support. Mate, congratulations to you and the entire team. Third across the line was James Cook in the Get Performance buggy. The buggy that made me fall in love with off-road racing. That is the same car that I raced with my mate Dan in 2012 that Gene built. So Gene being out here to see one of his cars on the podium. Gene's a one-man band, eh? He's been in off-road racing his whole life, and he builds these race cars on his own in his workshop back in California. And you saw the emotion from him this race. For him to see that car on the finish line on a podium, it was just unbelievable for him. So I'm glad he came out here and got to experience that with us. Then you had Smoothie in the new 4-wheel drive Mason, and you had one of the Westline trucks.
And Danny Brown, who was in the new 4-wheel drive Alumicraft, which is the same brand of car that the twins drive, somewhere along the track he DNF'd. So I'm not sure exactly where I went past him, but that might have been some of the dust that I was chasing somewhere down the track.
Now, ultimately, when we got my car back onto the tow truck and we left the track, 4 kilometres up the road, 4 kilometres from where I broke down, the Westline truck was on the side of the track and Brett Smoothie was on the side of the track, which put me in 4th position outright. James Cook, 10 kilometres from the stadium, rolled his car again for the 2nd time. He was pushing that hard. So had the wheel studs not have shared, what would have happened? I would have got 4 kilometres down the road. I would have picked up 2 more spots from the guys being pulled over, and then I would have came into the 10 kilometre marker. James obviously rolled over. He had a heap of spectators, got him back on his wheels, and he got the car running again. There is a very high possibility that I would have just driven straight around him and bought the 484 truck in 3rd position outright. That would have been the outcome. Every racer has a story, right? Everyone has a story, and no one gives a shit. No one cares. You're on the podium or you're not on the podium. But that's what's been playing on my mind and giving me nightmares and keeping me up every night since the race finished. You always think about that what if, but that what if, that's that one good golf shot. And that is the reason that we will come back to Finke year and year again.
Gentlemen, we tell you every year.
Mate, broken because right there is number 3 and Juzzy was on his tail, and we just heard that they had a rollover about 10 k's out from the finish line and Juzzy was on his tail, so that was a podium finish, and it's just unfortunate. It's racing, but it's unfortunate, and what do you do? Congratulations to all the other contestants. It's bittersweet, absolute bittersweet.
Imagine how cool that would have been for Gene, both of his cars rolling in.
Brett and Billy are probably they're elated,
It's pretty devastating for him because they put in so much effort yesterday, and to think it was just wheel studs and it wasn't really a major mechanical problem, it's just a bit hard for him. But twins are on the way, they're still running, so they're the most important now.
Just got through to Judd, and they can't get through to the point where Justin and Jamie are. So he suggested that we go down there, pick the boys up so they don't have to sit at the car and they can come back here. Someone wait with the car, and then I'll stay here and hopefully watch the boys cross that line.
I'm bolted into a seat with a 6-point harness and a cage and a helmet and a harness, so I mean, I don't really tell him that he can't drive the way that he wants to because it seems to work for him most of the time, so let the guy drive.
Left one, right one. Left one, right one. Short start here. Got left one, right one up here too. Turn the car. Fuck me, dude. Sorry. I don't know what happened there. Keep it going. Yeah. Green. 653, move the over. Check.
As I said, I don't really know where the line is. I don't think that I'm driving loose. I think that I'm just driving fast, and if we're passing cars, we're going fast, so I decline to answer your question.
Right one. Oh, fuck. Right one, left one. It was just dustling car. Left one. Get the car, Ashton. Fuck me, man. Sorry, man. Dude, there's no need to push like that. Fuck me. Okay.
And then like you hit at the first and you're like, oh, okay, what's happening? And then you hit at the second one and you're like, oh shit, okay. Maybe just veer back onto the trail. I just click down some gears and just
get back on it.
And just get ready to hear him yapping in your ear about how you messed up and how you're a terrible person and how you're a failure and you shouldn't be in a race car and all this and all that. So
I don't say that to him. Not on camera.
Play it back.
Let's keep it tidy. Yep. We're almost there. Let's just 25 Ks. Yeah. Let's just get there. Yeah, just get there, bro.
I like to say that I felt fast on Dayton too. I was feeling very dialed in with the car. That's the first time I've ever driven the 10 car at Finke, so I was having a good time. And yeah, like there's kind of like those moments in racing like Dad last year, you just focus on how much fun are you having and you're having such a good time that just for that moment you forget that you're racing a race car in a race in the middle of the desert, and that's when things come undone. Obviously, Jussie went upside down last year because of that exact reason, and I went off track just those couple of times because of that reason.
Hard check up left 2. Hard check left 2. Hard check left 2. Really? Really? A little bit deep. Drag. Yep. Yep. Still good? So close. Okay, bro, just get chilling in here. Yeah, just chill. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Good drive, bro. Nice.
What? Where?
He was 40 Ks out. Good job, Ashton.
That hurt. I lost my air hose like 30
Good job.
Or in. Yeah. So I had to like have my visor open, so I'm just dusted out.
Oh, good job, guys. I'm glad you made it.
Where's Jesse? Hello, Sammy.
Dude, this is so good.
I know.
You deserve it. Oh, yeah. Breakfast.
Bit unfortunate about us DNFing on day one, but that just meant that we had absolutely nothing to lose today, and we sent it as hard as we could. There was a lot of whoops moments, just absolutely beating the piss out of the car. I collected 3 or 4 trees. I bicycled it like 3 times, like up on 2 wheels. So we drove it rough, we drove it hard. We had nothing to lose, and we still made it in. So good day of fun. Unfortunately, no points, and yeah, but that was sick fun. Yeah, loved it. Well, we didn't see him. We didn't see Dad pulled over. We saw all of the other trucks. We thought that Dad was going to be home and all good, but no. Of course, Finke bites. Finke does bite hard. Doesn't really give you anything back. So what can you do?
I feel like our Finke this year was nothing more than a learning experience for us. This was our first Finke where we've prepped the car all on our own, where we don't have a big team supporting us that like comes here every day and works on the cars and gets everything organised. It was a lot more involved for us this year. It's not just rock up, I jump in the car and go drive, and I feel like it gave us a lot better of a appreciation of what goes down with off-road racing and how much harder it is than it does actually seem. Very good to learn the do's and don'ts, and a lot of very, very, very good tips from Gene, who came out from the US. He was a massive asset to have out there. I think our Finke this year goes basically the same as every race goes. Yeah, either finish and you finish good, or you have issues because of something that you didn't even think about. There's no one to blame for us not finishing. Like, we prepped the car of course, but everything we prepped and everything that should have gone right went right. It's just a service item that we didn't even think was going to be an issue. So yeah, I think 2024 was just a learning curve for us. We've learned a bit more about the car. We've definitely made some changes now. So hoping next year we can have a clean run there and back.
The upside to this, if there was actually no, upside's the wrong word. It was definitely not an upside, but it was cool. We heard that little pissed off little bee coming down. Like, we're standing there, me and Jamie are waiting for the tow truck. We hear this in the distance. I didn't get the GoPro off the truck quick enough, and I watched the boys go past and I gave them a wave, and Ashton's driving, for today, and he's just in full sand. So it was really, really cool to see my boys come past. They were obviously having a really, really good run. They were running across. We were waiting for the tilt tray at that stage. My chase team got caught back at the deep well crossing, and really lucky I had the whole team from Alice Hose Tech were right there where the incident happened, where the wheel came off. So they just called back to their shop, got a tilt tray to come back out, pick up the truck. My team, Gene and Andrew, turned up, come and picked up me and Jamie, and I just wanted to fly back to the finish line to be there to celebrate with the boys. I got in a couple of minutes just after they arrived, and obviously big congratulations to all the competitors, everybody who made it there and back this year, and celebrate and catch up and find out. At that stage I didn't know who had won, and yeah, it was a weird moment. It was a weird moment, weird feelings.
Congrats, well done. Nah, you guys should just overtaken a blue one.
Sheared the wheel studs off the left-hand side of the truck, 38 kilometres out.
I got a video of it.
Yeah, I've got it. We sent it, but we didn't, not silly.
Yeah, you didn't go
You know what I
crazy.
mean? Like, not silly. Again, clean run. One year it'll happen. 1 year it has to all come together, you know? It's, as they say, that's saying, that's racing. There's no one to blame. No one did anything wrong or drove the car right. The twins drove right all weekend. That's just Finke, and that's off-road racing. It's the most brutal sport in the world. It's heartbreaking, but even right now, and I'm sure I'll go through the emotional roller coaster throughout this afternoon, and obviously with a hangover tomorrow, it's going to be 10 times worse. But will I come back? Hell yeah, I'll come back. I'll do it in a heartbeat, you know. It's everything that surrounds Finke and off-road racing that we love. It's not just the cars. Yeah, the result, having the ability to put the thing on the box is really what we want. But the opportunities that we get, the time that we get to spend with the family, and for this year, the time I got to spend with my crew. This team this year has just been unbelievable. I've just got a team of mates behind me that are out here supporting what we're doing and supporting what the twins are doing, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Is there anything we could have done different? I don't think so. I think I drove well. My brother, just no one else I'd rather sitting beside me. You know, he knows exactly what to do in the right moments. And it's just one of those things, yeah. We didn't get the result that we wanted, but every Finke, I still feel like we win with a crew like this around us. But now we'll take off the presentation, we'll get on the piss with all the boys, catch up with all the crew and congratulate everybody. And look, I'll leave this by saying, Bo Robinson, mate, about time, dude. Like, about time. Congratulations, brother. Good on you. We've all been cheering for you since we met you and that whole team. We know what this race means to you to win, to take it out. And I think the whole community is proud of you, mate. So congratulations for finally taking the thing out.
Car 10, James Cook, and his navigator Mitch. Our second fastest car, the car 434, Billy Geddes, Brett Comiskey, Corey Cooper, and Alan Cornick. In 3 hours, 28 minutes and 44 seconds is car 3, Bo Robinson and Shane Hunt.
So that's Finke 2024 done, and to me, another major success. Success for the brand, success for the family, success for our team, everybody that was around us. We obviously didn't get the results that we wanted, but we learnt a lot again, you know, and that's what the experience is all about. But I think what we've learnt this year is I'm definitely capable of putting this car out the front, and that for me is going to move us in a completely different direction. You know, some decisions have been made about the future of the motorsports team after the results from Finke, and some decisions that involved my whole team and involved Gene, and we've actually decided to move the 484 truck along, and we're going to progress the motorsports team a little bit further. But more on that later on, and more on that depending on the outcome, whether the truck sells or it doesn't sell. Now for Finke, guys, I say it every year, if you get the opportunity to do it, get out there. I'm really proud of the people that we're bringing to the sport. You know, I really noticed this year, the scrutineering nights and around town, the amount of people that actually made the comment to us, oh, you know, we've come out here because we've been watching Patriot Games for so long. And I think that goes for the whole off-road, rounds of the off-road AORC or the ARB or any form of off-road racing that happens in Australia. You know, we're getting that comment a lot more, and we hear it from the other competitors as well. So I think I'm really proud that we're helping build the momentum of this sport in Australia, because it's just an amazing sport, because it encompasses everything that we do and everything we love doing. You know, we are in the geographical centre of Australia, you know. I haven't spoken about that for a couple of years. You're in these destinations that you can cross the Simpson or go up the Tanami, or, you know, there's 1,000 different ways from every coast part of Australia that you can have an adventure getting to Finke. The remoteness of Finke, the culture, the history, the township of Finke, the guardrail, visiting Alice Springs, you know, bringing money into that community. It's just everything that goes with off-road racing it's all about everything that Patriot campers represent. So for those people who come out and support it, we thank you. For those of you who haven't, put it on your list, book it in, get out to Finke. Come on, you don't have to be into the race cars. It's that much of the event, you know. The race cars are that much of the event. It's about everything that surrounds it and everything that goes with it, and, you know, supporting Australia, and that's really what we're all about, in Australian tourism and Australian travelling. So get out there. Hopefully we'll see you at Finke 2025. We might see in a little bit different context. Head over to V2 channel and you'll find out what's going on.